Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's great. That's great stuff in there. Today we're going to talk about composting, but specifically on urban composting. I assume that most of you live in an urban environment and don't live on a farm where you could just make huge heaps of soil. So I hope today we could talk about all the key factors and what you should consider when you're going to do an urban composting operation. So one thing that I'd start with is know your site and know what's around you. Observation. I placed this compost tumbler right here so that when it leaches out, it leaches to this huge tree, and not just to this tree, but to the surrounding trees. So there's this kind of circle and the spiral that these trees formed around this area. And then whatever's left over gets flushed down to all the other trees. So often people ask me, Ariel, why does my compost pile stink? Well, guess what? It doesn't have to stink. It can smell fine. It can actually smell great. Like, have you ever smelled great soil? It smells good. So the real secret is to understand the elements. And there are 4 key elements that we should consider. One is the given that we have the food scraps. So that's the nitrogen. This is one of our 5-gallon buckets that we take out probably like once a week. And we've had already a minimum like 20. That's about 100 gallons that could be going to a landfill, but it's used for the better, to create soil and to not pollute our environment. And then our second element is the carbon. So we're gonna do nitrogen and carbon, and they all have their ratios. So what you wanna bring into the equation is finding the right ratio. So that's something you can look online, but composting is a science and an art, and you can figure that out through observation. When you find your carbon material, make sure it's as local as possible. Because yes, you can go to like the Home Depot and pick up some like chopped straw, or you can go anywhere far away and get the like what you essentially want, but not what you have. So we have all this abundance of dry material that's year-round, pretty much. So that's a carbon source. You can do, we go to Trader Joe's. It's a little supermarket by our house. We get like paper bags. We can shred that up. If you get any like mail that you don't want to like keep around the house, instead of throwing it into the recycling, you can take all your paper, put it into your compost. The third element would be air. We have our tumbler, and whenever we spin it around, just like so, we're introducing more oxygen into the system. There are also different holes over here to prevent water from like leaching and like being stagnant, to make it, and that'll make it anaerobic. So this is making it aerobic, and it's gonna break down efficiently. Okay, and the final element besides carbon, nitrogen, and air is water. So one simple thing, if you're doing this at your house, you can put water in your bucket just when you take it out. What I personally like to do is I fill this compost tumbler with food scraps, and then go fill the bucket up with water to rinse it out, because you want it pretty clean in your kitchen, right? So then I just bring it back out and then rinse the whole pile, give it a few spins, and that's it. It's not too complicated. I really want to encourage you and inspire you to start your own compost system. It's easy. Like, once you have the system in place, you can have it for years. We've had this for 5 months, and the amount of work I put into it after it was built, nothing. Once you have observation, you got your site analysis, and you understand what you're dealing with in your context, you can then move forward to choosing a bin, compost bin, that's good for you. In our case, compost tumbling is the right way to go. For some people that have more land, you know what, maybe you can do a 3-bin system, and it's not a tumbler, and you can start flipping piles, get your workout in. So it's simple. Really, it's simple. And we should all be doing this. It's our planet, it's our home. So why not help make it better for everyone, for yourself, and for the generations to come. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, if you want to talk about compost, I'd love to help you out. That's great stuff in there. Pick up your dry material, you cover your nitrogen material, take some more dry material, cover your dry material, and then you have the magic. The magic happens.